People always wonder why a man like me stopped believing in love, why my heart turned quieter, colder, more careful. And the truth is, it all began the moment I decided to test the sincerity of the woman I loved, only to discover that sometimes love isn't love at all. Sometimes it's just hunger wearing a beautiful smile. When she met me, I didn't look like someone successful or powerful. I didn't wear luxury watches, didn't drive an expensive car, didn't live in a glamorous world. Instead, I chose to show her the simplest version of myself. Plain clothes, an old car, a modest life, and a small apartment that was far from impressive. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't fate. It was a choice I made intentionally because I desperately wanted to see whether she would love the man or the lifestyle. We moved into a tiny apartment together, a place where the walls were thin, the furniture was secondhand, the kitchen was small, and life had nothing glittering to offer except shared laughter, simple dinners, quiet evenings, and the comfort of being close. For a while, it felt real. She laughed at my jokes. She hugged me tightly at night. She said things like, "I don't care about money, I just want love." And I foolishly believed every word. But love is easy when life is comfortable. True loyalty is revealed when life becomes difficult. And soon, life tested us. Bills started piling up. Problems appeared one after another. Stress became a daily guest in our home, and the peaceful calm we once shared turned into heavy silence. That was when she began to change. Her smile faded. Her patience disappeared. Her voice grew colder, sharper, more resentful. The girl who once promised forever suddenly looked like she was already searching for an escape. She began going out more often, meeting friends, just relaxing, just clearing her mind. But her eyes were different. Her scent changed. More expensive perfume, more makeup, more effort. Not for me, but for someone else. And then I saw the truth. Secret messages, late night calls, hidden conversations with men who lived the kind of life she truly desired. Richer men, more successful men, men who could offer luxury restaurants, glamorous vacations, expensive gifts, and sparkling promises. She started cheating, not out of love, but out of ambition. Every night she came home smelling of places I hadn't taken her to, laughing at jokes I hadn't told, dreaming about a future that no longer included me. And through it all, I remained silent. Not because I didn't know, not because I was weak, but because I wanted to see how far greed could push a heart that once claimed a love. Eventually, she didn't even pretend anymore. One day she stood in front of me, looked around at our small apartment, at the life we shared, and said the words that finally shattered whatever hope I had left. "I can't live like this. I want more. You'll never be enough for me." And then she walked away, with confidence, with pride, with the arrogance of someone who believed she was upgrading her life by abandoning me. Weeks passed, and then fate decided it wasn't finished with her yet. She saw me again, but not as the man she left behind. She saw me step out of a car she once said belonged to people better than us. She saw my reality, the wealth, the success, the life she always dreamed of, and understood in one brutal moment that everything she chased was something I already had, because I was never poor. I simply hid the truth to test her heart. Her smile vanished. Her confidence crumbled. Her voice shook as she whispered, "If I had known, I would have stayed." And that sentence told me everything I needed to know. She didn't love me when she thought I had nothing. She only loved the idea of what I could give. She cried, begged, tried to come back. But some doors, once closed, are never opened again. Because sometimes life teaches you that closure is not about turning back and fixing something shattered, but about finally accepting that no matter how much love once lived in that space, there is nothing left there worth saving. Forgiveness may heal the soul. It may calm the storms inside your chest and silence the anger screaming in your veins. But it doesn't rebuild trust. It doesn't sew together what's been torn apart. And it certainly doesn't erase betrayal. Trust, once broken, doesn't return as something pure. It comes back cracked, fragile, sharp enough to hurt you again the moment you try to hold it. So I walked away. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't beg her to stay. I didn't ask for explanations I already knew the answers to. I simply turned around and chose distance. Not because I didn't care anymore, but because I finally cared enough about myself to stop bleeding for someone who only loved me when it was easy. I didn't walk away to punish her. I didn't walk away to show strength or play some dramatic hero. I walked away because the truth finally settled in my heart with a painful, undeniable clarity. She was never in love with me. She was in love with opportunity, with what I could eventually give, with the life she imagined beside me, not the man himself. She didn't crave my soul, my heart, my presence. She craved status, comfort, security, and the illusion of a perfect future. And that realization, that cold, bitter truth, is what truly broke me. That is how I lost faith in people. Not in a loud, explosive way, not in a single heartbreaking moment, but slowly, quietly, painfully. As I watched someone who once whispered love choose convenience over loyalty, wealth over warmth, and advantage over affection. She didn't destroy me by leaving when things got difficult. She destroyed something far deeper, the belief that love could still exist without conditions. Not because she walked away when life grew heavy and uncomfortable, but because she proved something I never wanted to believe, that for some hearts, love is nothing more than a transaction, a calculated choice, a business deal dressed beautifully in romantic words and fragile promises. For some people, love is never about the person. It's about what standing beside them can provide. And so I refused to become a price she regretted not taking. I refused to be a missed opportunity, a what if, a backup plan she could come crawling back to when life didn't reward her greed. I chose my dignity over nostalgia, my peace over pain, and my future over a past that only pretended to be love. Because sometimes the bravest thing a man can do is not fight for a woman who didn't value him, but finally choose himself, even when his heart still aches.